Hello, today for your religion lesson, you are going to need your Finding God religion book. You will eventually need a pencil for this lesson also. So if you don't have those materials, you can go grab them. You can pause this and then you can play it when you're ready. So I would like you to open up to page 141. It looks like this. I'm going to have you read a couple pages. I'm going to read some, so I'm going to have you follow along. And then I'm going to have you do some reading on your own and respond to me also. So I'm going to read this box right here. I'd like you to follow along as I read. Again, this is page 141, so if you're not there yet, you can pause the video and then you can get to that page. So the name of this lesson is called Jesus Calls Us to Love One Another. We've been talking about the 10 Commandments. We're going to talk about the last 4 today, but you can refer back and there's an activity you're going to be doing at the end where you have to look at all of them. So in this blue box here, it says, as Jesus' followers, we are called to love others. What are some ways we can build up God's kingdom by showing love to those around us? So you're going to respond to this question in the email. So in other words, what can we do for people around us to show them that we love them? Or what can we do for other people? So you're going to be thinking of some ideas and responding to the email with this question. So you can do that now, or you can finish watching this lesson first. Then I'd like you to turn to page 142. We're going to read these 2 pages, and then you're going to complete something at the bottom of the next page. I'm going to read this top section for you, and then you're going to read the rest on your own. So I'm on the top of page 142. It says relationships with our neighbors. So the last 4 commandments that we're going to talk about have a lot to do with the people that are around you, not necessarily yourself or the choices that you're making, but people that it's affecting. So when they say neighbor, it doesn't necessarily mean the next door neighbor to your house. Neighbors just mean, maybe it could mean other people in your class, people that you live around, people that you interact with, either in public or at home. So neighbor doesn't necessarily mean the person that's right next to you, because that's what they use to refer to the word. So I'm going to read this top part on page 142. I want you to follow along. So relationships with our neighbors. The 10 Commandments give us rules for living in relationships with God and with others, family, friends, and neighbors. Neighbors are not just people who live in our neighborhood, which we kind of just talked about. Our neighbors are all those who are affected by our actions. We want to make decisions that demonstrate to our neighbors that we are Jesus' followers. Commandments 7 through 10 help us to be good members of society. So those are the commandments. I'd like you to read those. And these are the last 4. We've talked about the other ones already. And then I'm going to have you read on your own the next page. So there's a section up here. There's a section below here that talk about 7 and 8, and then commandments 9 and 10. And then I want you to look at where it says commandments advertisement. I'm going to be changing it a little bit, so make sure that you're listening. But it says in the box below, design an advertisement, and we'll talk about what that means, for the 10 commandments. Promote the 10 commandments as a way to live in relationship with God and with one another. So I'm going to change this a little bit. Now, we've talked about all 10 commandments. I want you to choose one of the commandments, and I want you to draw a picture in that box that represents how you can live out that commandment. So let's kind of look back in your book. Turn to page 131. These were the first 3 that we read about.